On tonight's episode, we talk about 3,000 Years of Longing.
Purple Hearts, Black Phone, and other pop culture news of the week. Okay, are we doing spoiler alerts today?
No, I don't think we should
Okay.
spoil. There's a very interesting movies you shouldn't spoil. The trailers already give away quite a lot.
True. That's true.
So we did see 3 movies. One streaming. There is brand new. I think it was 2 weeks. The other one is on streaming now, but it's still out in the theaters. It's doing really well. It's a success. And the other one just premiered today. Technically tomorrow, but and those are the streaming one is Purple Hearts, Netflix movie. The other one that's on streaming is streaming on Peacock. It's Black Phone, and the other one is 3,000 Years of Longing out in the theaters. So it's all about love. A lot of love in these movies.
A lot of love.
Yeah, some psycho too, but much love. Okay, let's start with from the oldest to the newest. Let's start with Black Phone.
Okay, this is a Blumhouse production. The biggest name would probably be Ethan Hawke.
I think so. And the kid from the Spielberg's movie. He was on Saving Private Ryan. He was on Twister, and he was on Lost.
Yes.
I wanna say Abraham, but I think that was his character on Lost. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I can't remember.
On Saving Private Ryan. Anyways,
so a couple of familiar faces.
Yeah. Directed by Scott Derrickson, that directed Doctor Strange, among other things.
So this is Blumhouse. Obviously, we're getting into like horror side of things, but I was really surprised by how like inspiring this movie was, and the real stars of the film. There are those bigger names, but the real stars of the film are the kids. So this centers around a young boy who gets abducted, and there's this black phone in the room where he's kept, and that's all in the trailer. But the real stars of this film are the kids, this boy, his sister, anyway.
Yeah, and they are incredibly talented.
Oh, yeah.
Because, there's a saying in Hollywood, I'm not saying I agree with, but there's a saying in Hollywood that never work with kids and animals, animals and kids. I don't know how the priority list works. And I heard from a guy also in Hollywood calling kids props. And also there's the whole mistreating of kids, child abuse history in Hollywood. Anyways, these kids are like top notch. They were
incredible.
It's like even watching good stuff with kids, some are not I don't know, realistic or captivating or compelling. They are all that. They are realistic. They are captivating, compelling. And they are good. They don't seem forced. They don't feel like they're not like.
It's not like a screenwriter's idea of what a kid should be. They felt really real and natural. So I guess some of that credit does go to whoever wrote the screenplay. Like they and the directors. But yeah, really, these actors were phenomenal.
I mean, the writing has some stuff. The whole how the girl cusses. There's like very adult stuff. So I would give more of the credit for the kids, because you have great examples of kid actors, and you have something that happens quite a lot when adults perform as kids. Like Max on Netflix, Stranger Things. She's like 20 something. And on the show, she's supposed to be, 15?
Yeah.
And even before that, like 2 years ago, she was supposed to be 13 and she was already almost 20.
Yeah.
Anyways, these are actual kids. I hope and assume, I didn't check the dates, the ages, but they're kids, and they are very talented. They're not on the annoying realm. They're not on the super smart realm. They are in between on the more real realm of how kids actually are.
Yeah, and this film deals with some pretty heavy, intense themes. Aside from like all the horror stuff, even just like the background, the setup is really intense, and these kids delivered to the point that like Ethan Hawke is just like a footnote. Like, he did what he had to do for the film. He performed just fine, but like it could have been anybody in his role. Like anyway.
No, he's a good bad guy. He definitely he says like, hi and people say, yeah.
It's true. It's true. But I still feel like and so yeah, it really left me very inspired. Like that and these kids are also end up being really inspiring. They're not just victims. They're pretty phenomenal. So, it is a horror movie.
Horror?
Well, is it?
I wouldn't call
there
it horror.
There are horror elements.
Yeah.
There's a couple jump scares.
It's a
There's
thriller.
Supernatural elements.
It's a thriller with supernatural elements, but yeah, it's R, and it has its reasons to be R, not only language but graphic violence, etc.
But at the end of it, like, man, I felt like inspired and uplifted. It's a really good movie.
Yeah, and it's doing really well. It's is in the theaters, but also is on streaming. So if you didn't go to the theaters, if you didn't have the chance, you can see on streaming on your TVs, phones, etc. Or if you want, you can try to find out there on the theaters. This one is definitely a case of a successful movie that moving to streaming, people will watch with their friends. Different than some of the news we heard this week that the film of Lightyear that failed in the theaters and is failing on streaming. Also Thor Love and Thunder that's already gonna come to streaming in record time because anyways,
wasn't doing so well.
Black Phone. Anything else about Black Phone?
No, that's about it.
Okay, Black Phone, Blumhouse, knocking out of the park again. If you like a good thriller, suspense, kind of a little bit of horror. Yeah, it's horrifying, but it's not gory or.
It's not like a slasher or anything.
Scary.
It is really emotional and really heavy, so be forewarned. But yeah, well worth it. Okay, next over to Netflix with Purple Hearts.
Purple Hearts. Talking about love. What brought this movie to attention was like there was a buzz. I wasn't hoping or waiting for the movie like some we are. But there was a buzz, like people talking about it, and there was like some people talking well, some people talking bad, some controversy, and we watched the movie. And surprisingly, after we watched the movie made the list of top Netflix movies. The
all-time films list. They passed The Irishman and Unforgivable.
Yeah, The Irishman.
Martin Scorsese.
With De Niro and Pacino. The Unforgivable. What's The Unforgivable?
I do not remember.
You're gonna have to check that.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that for a while.
Because The Unforgiven is a Clint Eastwood movie. Unforgivable. You
look at this film, Purple Hearts, is kind of a play on words. This is about there's a young woman who I can't remember the actress's name, but
Sofia Carson. She was on Disney Channel as Evie in the Descendants franchise, and now we see her here. So she plays this young woman who is like working really hard she's trying to become a musician. She's bartending. She's got type 1 diabetes. So, and she definitely like leans pretty far to the left. And then there's this young Marine who's about to ship out to Iraq. Obviously leans pretty hard to the right. And they
get married for the sake of benefits. And so we have like the blue and the red, like purple, and also the whole like injured, like the Purple Heart going to soldiers injured in action. And anyway, so it's a love story based around that premise.
Yeah. Random strangers got together by circumstance. They kind of hate each other.
They super hate each other
in the beginning. And they both flawed, they both broken, and I guess they put their pieces together. And it was interesting. There was definitely some writing, interesting writing, some funny, not funny moments per se, comedic moments, but funny from like really like who wrote this?
Yeah, I feel like the writing fell short. Like it was a nice premise and a nice like a nice premise for a romance. But yeah, the writing definitely fell short.
Yeah.
Several times.
It was fun to see. I can't remember his name, but the actor that is Johnny Cage in the original Mortal Kombat movie. He's the father of the main character. It was fun to see him there, and yeah, it's if you're looking for a romantic, it's not.
I wouldn't call it a rom-com.
Comedy, yeah. But it's not a drama. I don't feel like it's a drama, like a sad movie. It's like there's sad moments, but overall it's a very light romantic flick, romantic movie. Fun fact: the kid, the main actor, was a prince in several other movies.
Yes, and like a weird number of Cinderella
Camila
movies.
Cabello, and another Cinderella. So yeah, he looks like a prince. He looks very familiar. I thought I know this guy from something, but no, he's not on anything I've seen it. But I guess he has some features that look like someone else. I might be thinking of someone else.
He's got a leading man face.
She's been on some Disney stuff, and she's been on another Netflix movie that escapes my memory now.
Oh.
But yeah, Purple Hearts is not as bad as some people say, but it might not be as good as some people say.
But yeah,
it's
fine. Okay.
But again, the movie, whatever happened, the movie is doing really well. It's up there on the all-time, what they call?
Yeah, their all-time films list.
Whatever that means.
I guess viewing hours or.
I never know, because a couple weeks we talk about that. It's like Red Notice.
Yeah.
And
so maybe like it's
Adam Project.
First week or.
Yeah. I don't
know.
Either way, the Unforgivable is actually one new movie that keeps flying by our radar and it goes away. Goes away. It's a new Netflix movie with Sandra Bullock that we missed out, but we should see soon because Sandra Bullock. That's enough to get us to start.
She's got a pretty solid filmography.
Yeah. So Purple Hearts available on Netflix everywhere. Just a bit about the music she wrote and performed all the songs, all the original songs. Yeah.
And she did well. It's something she's good at. Okay, we just got back from the theater where we watched 3,000 Years of Longing. This is directed by George Miller, who has a little vignette at the beginning about, saying thank you for coming to the theater. This film was made for the theater. So he's definitely one of those filmmakers who really cares about this as art. And so this stars Tilda Swinton. Oh.
No, you go. No, George Miller, just a fun fact since we're talking about the director. George Miller, that everybody knows, directed Mad Max movies. He's directing the new one. There's two new ones that he's involved. Furiosa, and there's another one that not even has a name yet, but he's involved. But interesting thing about him, he was the first man to direct a Justice League movie. A Justice League movie that never seen the light of day, but that some people that know about it said there was like, this is a disgrace that the movie never made to light, including one Dan Lean that we're gonna talk about it. He was one of the advocates for George Miller's Justice League. He also directed Happy Feet and Happy Feet 2.
Wow.
Interesting.
Range.
But
Range
3,000 years of longing.
Yeah. So this stars Tilda Swinton and Idris Elba. And it's a movie about stories.
Yeah.
Basically, he's a djinn and she's a narratologist. And I thought it was really lovely. It was beautiful to watch, and it was just storytelling.
Genie in a lamp. The premise is there's this genie. He comes. This lady finds his lamp, his bottle, and she has 3 wishes. But since she's a narratologist, a study of the stories we told, and we eventually will tell in the future, she knows that every story with wishes is a cautionary tale. Yep. That's gonna end in disgrace. So they talk about it, and there's this whole process, for her to use or not her wishes. Not gonna spoil, even though this is one of the movies, the series movies based on books that we didn't read.
Yes, because this is based on a short story.
Oh, it's a short story?
Yeah.
Okay, so we could read, but I guess it's too late now.
It is. Alas.
Short, huh? Yeah. Okay, wow, they made a lot from a short story.
They did. Something I noticed that there's lots of like little, not clues per se, not really Easter eggs, but like lots of details throughout the film that, they just help build out the plot and are really nice. But one thing, we see her on the plane at the very beginning going to Istanbul, where most of this takes place, and the airline she rides is Scheherazade, which of course references
to 1001 Nights.
Yes. Yeah. So, so obviously it's inspired by all these great storytelling traditions, and it was delightful. I thought there was one moment where I felt like it was starting to drag a bit, but I was okay with it. I thought it was very pleasant to just sit and relax and enjoy stories, and to think about the role of stories throughout human history and all this other stuff. It was very nice.
Yeah, and the movie is very, you can sense George Miller's style. The movie doesn't, even though the movie is very emotional and tells different stories. It doesn't lay hard or at all on old Hollywood strategies to make you feel things through music and to photography, even though the photography is beautiful. Yeah. Fun fact about the photography: the photographer for this movie retired several years ago, but Miller said, "Hey, we're gonna do on Mad Max." Fury Road. And he's like, okay, I guess I'm coming out of retirement.
Yeah, no kidding.
So he did Mad Max.
That's a good one to come back for. Yeah.
And then he went back to retirement. And then Miller said, hey, we're going to do this movie. It's like, oh, I guess I'm going to go get out of retirement again. And he got out of retirement again.
So he's retired until George Miller has a project.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's beautifully photographed. There's it's a journey through time. So there's like evolution in mankind culture and how to dress and stuff like that, and of course there's the present days, but anywhere it's photographed, it's beautiful. It's simple. There's nothing crazy absurd, even though the poster looks like whoa.
The poster's definitely kind of misleading.
But everything you see in the posters in the movie, but not all together, not at the same time, all at the right time. And I enjoyed it. It was very different than I thought. As a matter of fact, some other new outlets are talking about how it's the thing I saw some saying about this movie that's very different than what they expected, and it is. It's not bad. It's good. Both actors do a terrific job.
Yeah, which that we expected. These are both like great. Definitely the great actors of our time.
Yeah.
Among the great actors of our time.
And third act, not spoiling, it ends really well. It's tough to end some story, especially stories that goes through
3,000 years.
3,000 years. Yeah. Eon, right? That's how much.
That's a good question.
No, it's 8,000 years, right? Yeah. I think so. Anyways,
I don't know.
We enjoyed it. It was fun, beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I noticed, I haven't seen this before, but at the beginning when they're showing like the MGM logo, it starts like really close up, and it says "art for art's sake," which is of course their motto, but it's usually in Latin. So it shows "art for art's sake," and then as it pulls back, it switches to Latin and the lion and everything. And
what do you mean switch to Latin? Was it in Latin?
No, it said it in English.
Really? That's new.
It is new, and I thought it was perfect for this film, because that's really what this movie is. And so that and what George Miller said at the beginning, like this is just beautiful, and it's just for the sake of being beautiful. It was really nice.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that before, but I like that.
I knew the Latin one because that's there for forever.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, isn't that nice? I thought that was
I
nice.
was kind of curious and preoccupied because I didn't hear Leo roaring.
That's right.
And also it's like there's a surround sound Dolby test screen. Did I swear that they missed a channel or a couple channels? And since then my head couldn't stop thinking. and then I saw the lady, what they call those people, ushers.
The usher,
The usher like walking around the theater.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think we only had 2 channels tonight at that theater. I think there was only the ones behind the screen, which is like old school back in the day. The only thing we had. We didn't damage.
It worked fine for this
was
film.
The case. It worked, but I'm extremely curious because I didn't hear Leo, and then once it's like, oh, around us. I just said around us. Is that,
yeah, it wasn't all there.
We see a channel here or 2. Anyways, back to 3,000 years of longing.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't know. The only thing I can say is it's beautiful. I don't want to spoil.
Yeah.
It's some of the writing, and he wrote I think with his daughter or daughter-in-law. No, I can't remember. I think it was daughter. He was supposed to write it with someone else, but that guy died, and I think before he died, he did suggest Miller to write with his daughter. And let's say that was the case, but I'm pretty sure it was him and someone else, him and a woman. And anyways, there's some of the writing, and I don't know if it's from the short story, because it's short to a short story to have everything from the movie is very unlikely. But some of the writings are some of the stuff in the writing are very, very deep, and meaningful, and it's a good one. You should see.
Yeah, it is really beautiful. I was thinking too. This is attributed to Winston Churchill at some point, but asking about funding for the arts. This could be apocryphal, but asking about like funding the arts in the middle of a war. We're like trying to save civilization and trying to save the world as we know it. And supposedly he said something along the lines of, without the arts, like what are we even fighting for? What's the point? Without the arts, we have nothing to save. And I thought of that too. There's so much awful in the world, but then there are these moments of beauty, and that's part of why art and also these stories are, I think, one reason that they're really important.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting that Churchill said that, because if anything, Hitler was like pillaging, right?
Oh yeah,
of art and stuff, valuable stuff.
Yeah,
there's a whole monuments man about it. Anyways, 3,000 years of longing is available everywhere.
Yes, in theaters. Let's switch over to television. We had the end of one series and the beginning of another this past week. So Only Murders in the Building finished up their 2nd season, and I thought it was delightful. humorous, suspenseful, everything we wanted from the first season.
Yeah, it has the quality and the benefits of, we know most of the characters really well. So there's not a lot there's not a lot of mystery, even though we got revelations about some of the characters. Big revelations, but you know, at least we know them. It's not like complete strangers. Now we know them well, even though from time to time, from episode to episode, it would come a big surprise. And in the end was, it was a big twist. We're not gonna spoil, but it was fun. It was it shows it shows that the show is still alive until it gets murdered, but it's not gonna get murdered anytime soon because it was renewed for season 3.
Yes, and not only was it renewed for season 3, but Paul Rudd has joined for season 3.
Yeah.
So just delight, and I love this for him. Yeah. I feel like his agent was probably like, "Hey, do you want to do a project with Steve Martin and Martin Short?" And he'd be like, "Absolutely, I do."
As long as
I don't even care what it is.
As long as he stay away from her, because we know what he did. So.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Anyway, so second season totally lived up to it. And
no, I think it's I know who you are, right?
Who you are?
Yeah, I know who you are.
Something
I know
like
what
that.
you did. Anyways.
Yeah. Either way, second season lived up to the first season, and the third season is very promising.
Yeah.
So, we shall see.
And yeah.
Okay. Game of Thrones is back.
Yeah, with butts and boobs and blood.
It's true. We had like a running checklist going.
There's another B. So butts, boobs, blood, and B children. No.
B.
Yeah.
Dismemberment.
B dismemberment, is that what?
No, I don't have a B for it. I just saying.
Butchering of members.
There we go. Good job. Yeah. Man.
And beautiful dragons. Yeah.
The dragons were great. So House of the Dragon premiered this past
Crashed.
week.
HBO Max service.
Apparently this is their biggest series premiere ever. And there have been all kinds of memes going around. There's a great TikTok where this guy was pretending to be an HBO exec, and his tech team is calling him. They're like, "Hey, this is terrible news. This site crashed." And he's like, "Yes, it crashed. And the guy's like, "No, this is bad." He's like, "No, this is honey, we can send the kids to college." Like, anyway, how this is just so great for them. Anyway, so 10 million viewers, and I felt good about it. Like he was saying, it's the Game of Thrones checklist. Like we've checked off everything that's classic Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's soon, and this one. I mean, Game of Thrones had I guess they had the books. Everybody, I mean, a lot of people knew the books before the show. Even though there's some differences there. This one has the previous show. So I think, all things considered, it was a good premiere, a good pilot. I'm not sure if I would go head to head with the first one, where we have a walker, completely mysterious. People might not even remember because it kills someone and runs away.
That's right.
We have, and of course you have the incest. And the crippling of a kid. The
attempted murder of a child,
Yeah, so there's that. But this one, there's a few familiar faces. And by familiar I mean actors. In the original one that we had, Peter Dinklage was known.
Yeah, he's pretty well known.
We had Sean Bean. Oh yeah, that's right. The guy that always dies. And anyways, this one's a very new faces, very familiar faces. But so far it works. It stays around the mythology.
It does. It's set 172 years before Game of Thrones, so it's close enough that there's some familiar things. It's not like a totally foreign world, but far enough away that they can do their own thing.
Yeah. The show will have time jump and recast some major characters down the road.
Just because they got older. I think even in the next episode.
Already?
I think is what
wow.
I heard. This one is just really laying the stage for the conflict, the succession crisis.
Okay.
So,
which would make sense because if it's about succession and the actual king is still alive,
Yeah.
It's on the original show on Game of Thrones, there was about succession, but Robert Baratheon died, I don't know, halfway at the end of the season 1.
Yeah.
Which, if you write well, you take your time, you don't have to hush. And if you're going to adapt, you would do the same, try to stay faithful. Which is not always the case. But, it was good. We'll see. We keep watching.
For sure.
And come back to it.
I very much look forward to it. So this is Sundays on HBO, right?
Sundays on HBO Max.
All right. Checking out the box office again. Dragon Ball Super. Right? That's what it's called. Dragon Ball Super. I can't talk. Whatever. $20 million box office opening. So, good for them.
Yeah. Animes, very, very popular. And Dragon Ball is a classic one. Very popular from decades.
Yeah, they are. And Top Gun Maverick finally passed Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah.
So
Thanos who?
Okay, but in the meantime, theaters are still struggling to come back after the whole pandemic shut down everything. Yes,
to the point that AMC theaters, their stock dived 40% amid the launch of their new trading APE. On the other side, the owner of Regal Theaters, I can't remember the parent company now, but it's the biggest.
Is it Cine something?
Cine something. There's like 16, but yes, it is.
Okay.
They declared bankruptcy. They did like Michael Scott. I declare bankruptcy. Anyways, and they said it was for strategic reasons.
Yeah.
So you can take advantage of
restructuring debt,
the system,
and
declaring bankruptcy. So there's that, and it's slowing down. Movie production it keeps going, but movie like coming out, there's not a lot coming out. I think Dragon Ball was like the last breath of summer, which is kind of crazy. It's like first week of school, Dragon Ball. I guess it's the deals they made. There's Marvel and there's
there was a lot. It was a big summer.
Yeah, so I guess Dragon Ball wouldn't go against that.
Yeah,
but it's doing great. Yeah,
it totally deserves to. In the meantime, from the ashes, like a phoenix, rises one of the great catastrophic failures of our time. Movie Pass is coming back.
Yes. Oh crap! I forgot. I need to check. Oh, okay. So they coming back, and they're gonna do a system of waiting list to put your name on the waiting list. And gee, I hope I didn't miss it. Okay. 3 days.
Yeah, Labor Day.
I think
Labor Day.
I thought that was less than that. Okay. Movie Pass, there was a very cool system. I was in college, and you would pay for I think it started at 50, then it went down to 30 a month, and you could watch a movie on every theater that were part of the network, and pretty much every theater was part of the network. You could watch one movie a day, every 24 hours. No blackout days, no limitations. A movie a day. If you're in college or if you're young and don't have much to do, one movie a day. That means on a weekend I could watch 2 movies, 3 movies maybe, and paying $30. It's like
Yeah, that pays for itself really quickly if you're a film enthusiast.
But from 50 it went out to 30 and then 20 and then they start losing money and the company failed. The stocks went so low,
they lost millions of dollars.
But they're trying to come back.
Yeah. They say they're going to have 3 price tiers, a wait list, and all this other stuff. And this is another one I've seen people talking about where they're like, yeah, I'll sign up for it. I don't expect this to last very long.
Yeah,
but we'll give it a go.
The way they did, it didn't quite work because if they work properly with the theater owners, the theater owners are gonna make money on popcorn and soda and everything else, and of course they're gonna. I guess they pay the movie theater owners. I don't know how it works. But if it's they get a percentage of if the people go watch, I don't know. I guess a lot of people are going to watch. So the reason why they now gonna do wait list. If you sign up for the wait list, you're gonna receive an invitation. Once you receive an invitation, and it closes the wait list, everybody else will only get in through invitation. So yeah, I guess they're gonna try to start slow. I don't know. Facebook when it started was limited to college students.
That's right.
And now even dogs have Facebook. So yeah. Anyways, Movie Pass coming soon to a theater near you.
In the meantime, Paramount has signed a huge deal to keep the rights to UEFA Champions League. What even is UEFA?
Is I don't know the abbreviation.
Oh, okay.
But it's the European League of soccer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's a United European Football Association.
That
I don't know.
Good.
Yeah. Anyways, so soccer, a big sport everywhere, brings a lot of ratings, and that's the thing with the future, with the streaming, the things that will bring TV, and I guess it's coming to streaming too. Is live events, live sports, and stuff like that. So that's why they paid so much for it.
Yeah. Okay. Other industry news. There's a lawsuit that's going after Jimmy Fallon, Lorne Michaels, and Tracy Morgan, accusing them of enabling, minimizing, disregarding, burying sexual assault allegations.
Yeah, the suit is against Horatio Sanz, and since he was working on SNL, and those people working on SNL, they've been involved because allegedly they knew and they didn't do anything.
Yeah, which is disappointing, especially Jimmy Fallon. I just love that guy. So it's disappointing, but it's also not a huge surprise because this is basically what the industry's been doing for ages. The Warner Brothers kerfuffle continues. I feel like Warner Brothers and Top Gun make it to our list every week. Top Gun is making more money. Warner Brothers is still laying off their structure and laying off people.
Own network, top execs laying off people in staff in Europe.
Yep.
They just announced changes on the schedule.
That's right.
Captain Marvel, Shazam, Fury of Gods that was supposed to premiere in December.
Yep.
Moved to March. Aquaman that was in March moves to December
of next year.
Yeah. And there's rumors. There's some big rumors that they're closing with Cavill. They axed Cape Crusader and HBO Max animation of Batman with the same creators of Batman Adventure animated adventures.
Such a good series.
And there's rumors that the whole moving is that the mess that they made, they don't have money to marketize movies, so they have to step back, slow down. And that's why apparently they only have 3 movies that gonna be released this year, because it's like, hey, we have to, because there's a whole mess. Because of that mess, David Zaslav not announced. There's rumors that Dan Lean is in talks to spearhead DC for Warner. Kevin Feige role, Kevin Feige that does Marvel Studios. He oversees everything.
Yeah.
Dan Lee would do that to DC Studios. Dan Lee, that producer in the Godzilla movies, the Lego movies. So it's a rumor. We'll see you come back to it when there's officiality to it.
Okay. So they've been axing a lot of projects, but we've also heard recently that Matt Reeves is working on a deal maybe with Warner Brothers and for like a second The Batman.
Yeah, he got a deal. He got a first look deal. And among that, the new Batman, which he's already writing.
So it's not all terrible. Also at HBO.
Also about Zaslav. This is a very recent one. There was some rumors that he cutting fat at DC CW, and that might get to the comic book side. There's rumors that he might get involved there too, because he's cutting the whole left woke mentality that is there. They start pushing things that the vast majority of the fans don't want.
Yeah.
So he apparently got there and says, like, we don't want that. If you keep doing that, you out. And that's why so many people are... And he did that to CNN too. He started cleaning the house. They fired Stouter. What's his first name?
I don't even know. Because I do not...
David Stouter?
Let CNN take up
Eric Stouter. Anyways. Same thing. They trying to move to CNN. The story, the rumor is that they're moving center, which would be, if anything, an improvement with DC Warner Brothers. Is like, no, nobody wants to gay Superman. Nobody wants to change these classic heroes. The reason why they resisted the time, the reason why they so popular, they classic, they are our metaphor for the gods.
Right.
It's because they are who they are. They are role models for the morals and values that we had and we should have. If you take that from them, it's like you're taking them not only their powers but their souls. So Zaslav is like, nope, we're gonna clean this, you're gonna fix this, because the way you guys doing it is not working.
Yeah. I've been listening to Andrew Clavin quite a bit this week, and he just talked. He comes from a background of writing. He writes books. He's written screenplays, and he was talking about how you can't compromise your art or your narrative for the sake of an agenda. We see this a lot in films that are targeted for Christians. Like, they're just really lame movies, but they're filled with like all kinds of like moralizing and messaging and all this other stuff that just makes them lame movies. They're not about stories, they're about messaging and moralizing. And so we see it on both sides, like the woke left, we see it on the right, and it's just not good. And the really powerful stories that stay with us, and ironically that convey these messages or ideas or morals more effectively than anything, are the ones where they're telling a story first and foremost, and where it's art. And so we see that in like the really great comic books and the really great films, that you can still convey a lot of these important messages and important morals, but you're doing it because you're telling an authentic human story in a powerful artistic way. So you can't, I guess what I'm saying is, like, you can't put the cart before the horse. Like, you can't put your messaging first. You're a storyteller first, and everything else goes with that if you want to be successful.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
So yeah,
okay.
and Zaslav is apparently doing that. And good luck for him, and we hope he's successful, because no one's like put an actor because of this or that. When it's like, wait, but it's like there's nothing to do with the original character, and there's a reason why the original character is so strong and so loved. Why are you gonna decide to change everything just but because everybody is doing it? Yeah, that's yeah.
It doesn't work, and it's not effective.
And that's and even the everybody is doing it excuse is not a good excuse, because not everybody is doing it. So because 1% in Hollywood is doing this, and now that has to be the standard. No.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh well. Curb Your Enthusiasm is coming back.
Yeah, renewed for season 12. And LarryDavid posted this great post on Instagram where he praises. It's like how is for him it's like a labor of love and how it's tough to interpret this guy LarryDavid. That is him. What a privilege it is to bring this character to the screen. Oh my gosh, that man is a gift. Anyways, love that show, so very much look forward to that. So we talked in the past about how Jordan Elsass is leaving Superman and Lois. And he came out this week to confess, to tell people that he's doing it for sake of mental health. He's doing it because he needs, apparently, we don't know details. He didn't give much details, but he's doing because he needs a break. He needs a mental. And he said he might not even come back to acting, period. Yeah. And yeah, all the people that were on the news for the same reason was Jonah Hill said that he would not promote his movies, and Tom Holland is leaving social media because of mental. He says mental health. I wouldn't. No much details, but yeah. I don't know. I guess some comes with the territory. If anything, they could do it and not be specific about it, just like you know. I suppose I was thinking about that, and especially because these are, well, Jonah Hill not so much, but these are younger actors. I'm thinking about how many people in this industry have struggled with substance abuse or like even suicidality and all this other stuff. I would much rather see these guys take a break and, you know, get themselves healthy in a healthy way rather than, you know, become, you know, victims. Anyway, it's just happens so often that Hollywood chews up and spits out these talented people. I'd much rather see them take a break and be honest and open about it being mental health than, you know, going to drugs or, you know, being abused or taken advantage of. I don't know. There's just so many horror stories that I'm really okay with this. Am I making sense? Yeah. No, kind of okay. Anyways, National Treasure 3 has a script. It's going around and it's getting some good feedback. Yeah, and Nicolas Cage is gonna be involved. So not to be confounded with the Disney Plus show. Yep. This is gonna be a movie with Nicolas Cage. Which is the best part of National Treasure. So Halloween Ends gonna be released. Got a release date. It's gonna be released the same day on theaters and on Peacock. Also coming soon to Peacock is Jurassic World Dominion. There's going to be a theatrical cut as well as an extended cut. Yeah. Ooh. And I can't remember who was saying, if it was the director, one of the producers, or one of the actors, that the extended cut is the one to see. If you have the chance, don't see the other one. Too bad. It never made the theaters. Yeah. So, as we mentioned, Thor: Love and Thunder is making to Disney Plus next month as well. This is a funny one. Danny DeVito was on the news these past few days. First, he said that my Penguin was better, and I don't know if they can be compared. They're really different interpretations of the character. Yeah, one was better, one was good, was not. Anyways, so he said that, and the other one, he said, I'm gonna let you read what he said. Oh, okay. Speaking about Disney's live-action Hercules remake,
says, quote, if they don't put me in that, they don't have a hair on their ass. I am the live action Hercules.
Wait, it's not clear that he said S. There's an A.
Okay, but we all know what that is.
I don't know.
I feel
because I don't know what that
means.
means. Having hair on their
Mr. DeVito, you are welcome to come and correct me, but I'm pretty sure it was that. And I'm so happy to hear him say this because Disneyers have been talking about this on social media for so long. Danny DeVito, he doesn't even need a costume. He can just like roll out of bed and show up on set and excuse me, and be Phil, and it'll be perfect. Perfect.
Yes, some characters you don't recast. It doesn't happen. It doesn't help. Clear examples is Mufasa. They got James Earl Jones back to Lion King.
Yeah.
And then they cast some idiots to be Timon and Pumbaa when they should stick to original cast. Especially considering this animation is just voice.
I know.
And in this case with DeVito, it's refreshing. It's nice to see that he agrees with the fans.
Yeah, I'm so happy.
He's right, and he's not afraid to say it.
And like, just think about it. They wouldn't even. He's so short. And imagine whoever they get to be Hercules is going to be real tall. Like, think of what they'll save on special effects and it's so perfect. If they blow this, I
don't know. They might catch Trans Black, whatever. Anyways, Jennifer Lopez sci-fi movie Atlas at Simu Liu and Sterling K. Brown.
Simu Liu is Shang-Chi, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Dan Harmon says the Community movie is a matter of when, not if.
Yeah.
So rejoice, Community fans.
Glass Union is gonna be
Glass Onion.
Yeah. Glass Onion is gonna be the name of the new Knives Out, and it's gonna be released in December 23.
Just in time for Christmas and that Christmas tradition of watching murder movies. Also at Netflix, Umbrella Academy was renewed for its 4th and final season.
Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie are in early talks to an Ocean 11's movie.
Paramount is working on a Ferris Bueller's Day Off spin-off.
And it's going to be the guys that steal the Ferrari. You remember? They parked the Ferrari.
Valets.
Yeah. The Ferris and his friends parked the Ferrari, and then once they come out of from the building, you see those guys taking out of the building and place John Williams' Star Wars theme.
That's right.
And so it would be that. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, it could be fun. Amazon has dropped the Rings of Power soundtrack ahead of the premiere.
Just in time for the premiere. 39 tracks.
Tracks.
Yeah.
Okay, this one I'm pretty excited about. The Boys Season 4 is coming eventually, and none other than Jeffrey Dean Morgan is joining the cast.
Yeah, and he was born for that show.
No kidding. He's already proven the whole like violent, disturbed, like that he can do that. So yeah, here we go. Scott
Derrickson, the director of Black Phone, as we mentioned today, is directing a movie called The Gorge for Skydance, and Miles Teller is going to be starring on it.
In the meantime, the historic LA neighborhood is struggling because Fast and the Furious is shooting there. And
not so much because of the shooting, but because the copycats, because of the race, people it's like, hey, we can do that too. And yeah, it's causing a mess and people are protesting that.
Yep, I don't blame them. And then last but not least, if you haven't seen it yet, you need to get over to Netflix because they added 2 special episodes to The Sandman with a absolutely spectacular cast, like Sandra Oh, James McAvoy, David and Georgia Tennant. There are a bunch of other people involved too. They're based on standalone stories called The Dream of a Thousand Cats and another one called Calliope.
Yes. Yeah, if you like Sandman, you should check. If anything, the casting problems with the actual show on this one, poof, they're gone. Because they're short, they don't have time to mess with that. New Gaiman voices some of the characters.
Yes.
And it's good. It's available on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's 2 episodes, but it's in one. It's a extended double episode. Call it as you want.
Do you know what I learned about? No, you don't know what I learned about it because I didn't tell you about Sandman. So the very beginning of Sandman, Morpheus is captured, and this sleeping sickness like befalls the nation. Right? That's a real thing that happened. Right? And some people think it's connected to the Spanish flu, but and then when he was eventually released, people started waking up. And so the timeline for Morpheus capture and release and all that matches the same timeline for like the real life event, this real epidemic, I guess, of encephalitis. But this is the same sleeping sickness that's depicted in Awakening, that movie with Robin Williams and
Robert De Niro.
Yes, Robert De Niro. Yeah. So just FYI, I thought that was kind of cool. So anyway.
Okay, with that, it's time to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Time to go to bed, kids. I mean, unless you're listening during the day. So then it's time to wake up.
Yes.
But I guess that's it for this week. We'll come back next week with tons of stuff. May the force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.
Bye.